Hi, sisters. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. So good to see you all today. Day 2 of our week of live. I am so excited to be here. And I have to tell you, I have been so busy this morning, you guys. Whoops. I have been Hold on, so my busy this morning, you guys. Whoops. I have been Hold on, so my busy this morning. Sorry, that was my phone because I have the live chat here. I see Judy Ann here. Judy Ann, do I say your name right? That's how I say it in my mind, sister. Judy Ann. Welcome, sister. She's here from Mineral Ridge, Ohio. And also you said Jude also. So let me know what you prefer, sister. I want to get it right. Shawnee's here. Yay! From Canada. Kelowna. I probably say it all wrong. Sorry, sister. British Columbia. Yay. So happy to be able to join you all today. Join me in the dirt is here. Hi, sister. TS. Southern Cal. Yep. Southern Cal in the house. Northern Cal. Join me in the dirt. I should have known that. I'm a Northern Cal girl. It's so nice to be able to see all of us here, right? Even just saying like, where we're from in the comments, I could get teary-eyed. Makes us feel less alone because that's the thing on this journey that it can feel so lonely sometimes. Like we're the only little fish out there doing this whole food plant-based thing. And then when you go even deeper into the starch solution, it can feel like, man, I'm the only one not eating nuts, seeds, nut butters, all that stuff. And so, yeah, it can just feel really lonely. So my heart is just so warmed by you all showing up and being here and saying hi and where you're from, because that's just saying we're all in this together. I picture our little whole food plant-based lights all throughout the world shining brightly and sharing this sharing this lifestyle with ourselves, right? To keep our bodies healthy, but also just the energy of it we're sharing with each other. We are all connected. Oh, don't get me going. I must be emotional today. What's up with that, you guys? Chickadee Corner Cottage, Jude and Ann, but I go by Jude to family and close friends. I love it. It's me, Carrie from Pennsylvania. Hi, Carrie. This community is so helpful and have been so generous with your time. Thank you, Shawnee. I know I actually have to tell you all, I did a guidance coaching call with a Starchy sister, and she actually lives here, and we met on Sunday. And one of the things, we met in person, and I didn't pre-ask if we could take a picture or something. I don't want to overstep boundaries, but I did ask her at the end. So next time we're together, I'm going to take a picture and post it, because being able to meet together in person, she was saying for her, that's been a missing link. And it's so hard to be able to build community and then take it that step further, right, in person. But I think as we all get our whole food plant-based fires ignited, that eventually that starts happening, right? Maybe in person, little meetup groups. But I do have to say, I have found so much comfort from online, knowing that I can check in with my starchy sisters and know that you all are there and we're all doing this. It feeds that same dynamic as being online. So just so happy that you all are here. Dublin, hi Dublin. Dublin can say where she is, but I already know she's joining in from Germany, which I love. And Starchy Husband wanted me to tell you, Dublin, that we were there for 6 years. It's actually where we met. I was actually in the Army myself, you guys. I was a little 18-year-old, and I joined the Army. So we met in Germany. So we have a heart-centered space for Germany. We were on Heilbronn, Germany. And then we went later when the kids were like in first and second grade. and we were in Würzburg. So we know all about Germany. Love Germany, sister. So glad you're here. And my son suggested yesterday, he's like, Mom, you should see if you can get like people, like count how many people from all over different parts of the world, right? To get every continent. Wouldn't that be fun? And every United State. I don't know. We'll see. It'll take a while, but here's our little seed group here, and we're starting it off now. So even in the replay, let us know where you're joining in from, because it breeds that connection for me. So for all of us, wow, Shauna, that's great. Thanks, Dublin. So I wanted to start off to talk about overwhelm just real quickly, and then we'll get to the yummy recipe because I am hungry. Kim said in the comments, I want to do this. I'm so tired of feeling poorly all the time. I get overwhelmed and really appreciate your tips. So I wanted to talk about the overwhelm because I'm going through it right now with the YouTube lives, just figuring out all this stuff about the lives and navigating that and kind of getting better as I go along by practicing. And I just want to say that's the way of it with this way of eating, right? The Starch Solution, whole food, plant-based, no oil, whatever we want to call it. It can feel overwhelming in the beginning, especially if we're moving away from how we've eaten and how our family's eating. Juanita, hi from Indiana. Nice to see you, sister. And Jane from Georgia. Woo! We have lots of starchy sisters in the house today. And so this overwhelm, I just want to tell you guys that it can be part of the process for some of us, but don't allow that to derail you. We learn, right? I'm 55 and I'm still learning. And we move through these things and we get stronger on the other side of it. And it's the same with the plant-based lifestyle. We know why we want to do it, right? We want to be healthy, vibrant, energetic, and all those other reasons you have. And it's just bringing it down. So let me bring it to an actionable tip, right? It's looking at all this stuff and then saying, like my YouTube, I have to just say, you know what? Bring it all down. I don't have to worry about all this stuff. I just have to worry about my starchy sisters out there. This is a time for us to connect and be here together. And it's the same with the food. The first comes the food, right? That's my big quote, my big slogan, I think, if I had one. First comes the food. So we bring it down to that. What are my starches going to be? What are my vegetables going to be? And if I want a sauce or something like that, fine. If not, fine. But really those two main things. And then if I'm going to have a fruit for dessert, that's it. Potatoes or rice, it's all good. So when we feel overwhelmed, just connecting into that feeling. And I just want to say, Kim, who wrote this comment, just by knowing and identifying the overwhelm, you're already ahead of the game, sister. You're already ahead of the game. And so we recognize these things as they come up and we make adjustments, because once we recognize, then we can make adjustments. Okay, I'm going on a tangent. I'm going to stop now. We'll get to the recipe. Sam, watching from New Jersey. Aw, thank you, sister. She says I'm inspiring. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you all saying that. It's I do want to touch on, when we get to it, just where I am at in my journey too, my weight loss, all that stuff. So today, and if you have any questions, you can feel free to put them in the chat box, and Starchy Husband will let me know and he'll wave me down and we'll get to the questions. So I wanted to tell you all that I have been so busy this morning, and I am not a big cook. So Some of y'all out there are so fancy with your cooking, and I am not that girl and have never been. And I love good food, right? Don't we all? And I found this recipe a while ago for pickled onions from Plantifully Kiki. Have you all made this? And it is so easy, you guys. It's out of this book. It's on page 188. So I made these this morning. Homemade pickled onions. Aren't I fancy? I love it. So I'm going to have these with the Fiesta Bowl today. They're so good, you guys. So if you haven't made these, she has them on her website if you don't have the recipe book. I mean, they're easy and they pack a good flavor punch. So this is going to go in the bowl today. So we're making, let me check in with our chat. How to keep potatoes longer in my hot house, in my kind of hot house than 4 days after buying. If I cook a batch, best way to save, maybe in the freezer. Okay, I'll get back to that, TS. So if you'll remind me of it, hon. I always have a jar going in my fridge. Yay! Chickadee, they are so good. Yep, love these onions, make them often. And they're so easy, you guys. That's the thing. If we can make something that's so easy and taste this good, like it's got to be done, right? Also doing thinly sliced cucumbers in another jar. Yum. Thank you, Chickadee. So do you just use her same seasoning? The vinegar, water, oregano, and a little pinch of salt? Let me know because I'll do that too with cucumbers. Starchy husband loves cucumbers with vinegar, and that would be so good. And the best way to clean the dirt out of the layers of leeks. Yeah, that was in my last video, sister. I actually cut leeks in half, open them up, and clean inside. Chickadee, yep, same. And we all know how Shauna loves her onions. I do love my onions, and we have onions in here today. So let's get to the recipe. I'm going to be bringing you over to the stove. And we went out to eat with the kids and our grandkids for in celebration of Starchy Husband's birthday. And we went to this place called Daiquiri Deck in Florida, in Sarasota. And they have this bowl, and in it, they call it the calabacitas bowl. And that means, I think it means like tiny squash in Spanish. And you know what? You know I'm all about zucchini, you guys. And so when this bowl came, calabacitas is zucchini and squash. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, how have I not heard of this before? And so I went home and I'm like, how can I make this at home? And it's totally vegan, which is awesome. And so I looked up some recipes and I kind of went down and combined two from, I want to give props where props are due, from Plant-Based on a Budget and Brand New Vegan. And I don't know about Plant-Based on a Budget. I haven't really used her thing before, but Brand New Vegan's a really good one. I'm sure you guys are tuned into him, and he has a lot of great recipes that are in alignment with our way of eating, which is nice. He's lost weight on this Starch Solution. So always love a starchy brother. So I'm going to use theirs for the calabacitas recipe. And then it's really just the bowl, right? Bringing these components together so that we can have a bowl of goodness. And this is a little bit more fussy than I normally eat. If you all watch my videos, you know that I'm a super simple girl, but it is fun to bring all these ingredients together. So let's get over the stove and see how it goes. I'll just lift this up. And bring you on over. Can get a little mini tour of the house. That might be fun one time, a tour of the house. Okay. So I'm just putting this on the counter. There, that's a good spot. So for this, we're actually in the seasonings. I have Mexican oregano, always onion powder, garlic powder, and what was cumin? Cumin's the other thing. So I'll put the recipe in the description box down below, you guys, so you can have those. And then we'll add tomatoes. Whoops, I forgot to take the corn out of the freezer. Do you mind getting that, hun? Corn, frozen corn out of the freezer. And then I used 4 zucchinis, because I love my zucchini, and 2 yellow squash, and it really makes a lot. It filled up my big bowl, but you know how this shrinks down, you guys. So that's what goes in the calabacitas. Also garlic, and I have my veggie broth because we're cooking with veggie broth. So let me turn this on. And I have to tell you all, one of the hardest things is remembering everything. When you're just cooking at home by yourself and it's like, okay, just slowly going through all this stuff. When I'm here with you all, it's like, oh my gosh, I hope I remember everything. I hope I remember to get this component, that thing, this. So hopefully everything comes together. But I feel I'm doing better with writing things down too. Hi, Karen. Welcome, sister. Okay, so I pre-did the onions and the poblano pepper because those take the longest to me. They take about 20 to 25 minutes because I like to get them super soft. If you're a super soft onion, and even the mirepoix, hi Key, welcome. Give a little heart so I know you're out there, because I like mine super soft. I don't want any crunch to those things when my recipe comes together. And so, yep, I see you all with the hearts. Yep, I'm the same way. And so I find sometimes in recipes, it'll say saute for 5 minutes. And it's like, I'm sorry, 5 minutes? That is not long enough for me. So this, I kind of timed it. It took me about 20 to 25 minutes to get the poblano pepper and the onion to the consistency and the softness I like. Yep, you're right, Shawnee. It is a joke. Some of the recipes, it's like, what are you eating? Crunchy celery in your, in your soup? But I mean, we all like, different things. All right, so calabacitas on the menu in our Fiesta Bowl today. And this is, if you don't even make the bowl part, you all make this calabacitas. If you love zucchini, you're going to love this. It's just another way to cook something. To cook something we love. It's so true, Shawnee. Yeah. Same goes for pasta. Well, even boiling the water, they'll say, bring water to a boil. If you're cooking a whole pot of pasta, that takes like 15 minutes. Crunchy skins. That's why I have a hard time with corn on the cob. Crunchy skins. Yep. I hear you, TS. It takes time. It takes time to cook these things. And they trick us, right? When it's just like, oh, 15 minutes. And it's like, okay, an hour and a half later, I'm sweating. Starchy husband's like, what the heck's going on in there? Oh, just cooking. Just cooking. Okay. So this is all ready, and I like to add in my spices before I add in like the bigger vegetables. It kind of opens up the flavor of the spices. So first I'm going to add the tomatoes. I want to tell you all, I'm not a big tomato cooker. Sometimes I'll leave it out, but if you don't like tomatoes in your actual cooked dish, you can leave the tomatoes out and just add them to your bowl. And I debated about that when I made this bowl for you all. I was either going to leave them raw or put them in the dish to cook. And as we see, I decided to put them in the dish to cook. So it's sometimes nice to have them softened, the tomatoes softened. And something about putting them in the well, I was going to try and say something smart, but I don't know the actual thing. But I think I read once that if you cook tomatoes, it releases lycopene or something like that, licopene, or anyway, it's supposed to be good for you. So that's a benefit of the cooking. Oh, good. I'm right. Are you following someone's recipe? or this something you created. This is a combo of recipes, Key. It's brand new vegan. And what was the other one I said? I could have, see if Starchy Husband wants to write them, or I'll put them in the description box down below, and plant-based on a budget. So, and a few others, like I just kind of, I don't know if you all are there. Hi, Dee. Hi from Florida. Welcome, sister. I don't know if you all are like that, but when I taste something good, it's like I'll go look up all the recipes and kind of do a combo of the seasonings and the spices and stuff that I like. So we're adding in the Mexican oregano. That was my total addition, is the garlic and onion powder and cumin. So I'll add this in to just kind of open up the flavors. Just making sure you guys can see that. Oh my gosh, this bowl's going to be so good, you guys. My mouth is watering. And I bought some fun stuff to go in it too. And I'll turn it down a little because, as some of you know, I'm a high cooker. The faster I can get it done, the better. So I want it, I don't want it to burn or anything. But the zucchinis they don't take long. According to all the recipes, they say 5 minutes. We'll see. But we do know that zucchinis don't take that long to cook, and they get soft fast. So yeah, and it's nice to, when you do that, opening up the spices in your pan, it's good to do it for about like a minute and a half. When I was a yoga teacher, I took Ayurveda training, and I learned about spices and opening the spices in that class. And it's just a nice habit to get into, to put the spices in first and then add the bigger ingredients that you're cooking. All right, now the good stuff. We'll add in our zucchini and our squash. I could have used my big pan for this. Wow. All right, you guys, I'm being over ambitious with the amount, but it'll cook down. And while this is kind of doing its thing, so we could, who else loves raw zucchini? Give me a heart if you love raw zucchini too. I'm going to eat raw zucchini just as a salad. That's what I want to invent next. If it hasn't been invented already, is a raw zucchini salad. I think that would be so good with some kind of balsamic dressing, tomatoes, onions. It's just so good, you guys. Yep, there's my zucchini lovers. Come on. Who loves raw zucchini? All right. I can't forget the corn. Remind me about the corn. That'll go in once the our scissors are gone. Once the oh, sorry you guys, I'm out of my scissors. I can't find them. Starchy Husband cleaned the kitchen before I came on because I was just kind of preparing my notes and stuff. And now I can't even find my knives either. So things are probably all over this kitchen. I have no idea. I'll be looking for days. Okay, let's see. If you're real picky about keeping your knives sharp, don't look at what I'm going to do. I'll just use this to open the bag. TS, raw zucchini does not go good in my stomach. That's how I am with tofu. Yeah. This looks good. Most likely I would just use green zucchini. No, not a fan of the yellow ones. Thank you, Dee. The heart on the raw zucchini. Yep, it is going to smell so good, Shawnee. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the yellow ones too, either, TS. So, but since Costco sells the yellow and the green together in the bag, the more I've eaten it, the more I've gotten like, you know, I enjoy it now. But I think this would be perfectly fine just with our regular good old green zucchini. So on to, while these little zucchinis are doing their thing, I'll put that on so it'll cook a little faster. We're going to get to the beans. So I'll just bring you all over here. Excuse any mess you see. That's what live's about, right? We just let it all be shown. So for the beans, I like to have seasoning to my beans. So we could actually use just the beans. I did keep a little of the aquafaba in there, the bean juice. So I'm going to mess. Thanks, Judy-Ann. So I'm going to leave some of the aquafaba in there. And what was I saying? I was saying that you could just use the beans plain. You could rinse them and use the beans plain, or you could do it with seasoning like I'm going to do. I just like a little seasoning with my beans. So I'm just going to heat these up with the seasoning, and then these will be what I add to the bowl. And this is real easy. It's just 1 can, so I'll just do a half teaspoon. Half teaspoon of garlic, half teaspoon of onion. Might help if I turn this stove on, and a half teaspoon of cumin. And then I just stir that up. I really do need to get like not, metal on metal spoons, because it sounds so cringy on the YouTube. So I'll just get a wooden spoon. And I could add some of that Mexican oregano. Maybe I'll add a little of that. And so this is what I do with the black beans. And sometimes, not for this specific bowl, but if I do tostadas, I'll add in refried beans to this. So I have black beans and refried beans, and I kind of mash them up a little because I like it to be, just a little bit of like mushy texture. But the refried beans in the bowl, I don't know, to me, I just like the solid beans in the bowl better. All right. So really the beans, we just need to heat up, and I'll put a little 1/4 teaspoon of the oregano in there. And so we can heat these up and let them simmer for a little bit. I'd love to know, you guys, do you make bowls often? Let me know in the comments if you're a bowl maker. Because like I said, I don't often, whoops. Now I have to be careful moving this thing, because I think that first time we did the YouTube live, I pushed the ending thing, and I don't want to touch anything on this screen. I am a work in progress learning about this YouTube stuff. I love aquafaba, although TMI seems to cause more gas. Yeah, I blame the dogs too. That's interesting. I'll have to notice. Yeah, I'll really have to notice that, because anything to get, to not be so gassy, it's like, yeah, I would rather rinse the beans and just add water then. So I'll notice today my intestinal tract. Yeah, so let me know if you're a bowl maker, if you all are in the comments. And I just love to know, like, if that's a big part of your, a big part of what you make. And like, maybe what's your favorite bowl? So I'm going to move us back over to the other side while you all are letting me know all about your bowls. And check on these zucchinis that we have here. TS, I always rinse the beans. I used to be a bean rinser too. And there's just so much about the aquafaba lately that I've just thought, well, I might as well just leave it in there. But yeah, if it helps with digestion just to rinse them and not have the aquafaba, then I'd rather do that for sure. All right, let's see how these zucchinis are doing. Oh my gosh, smells so good, you guys. Yum, yum, yum. I definitely could have used my bigger pan for this. And I'm just kind of mixing it up to get the bottom parts where all that poblano pepper and the tomatoes are. And if you don't really make a lot of bowls, let me know that too. Okay, let's see. Dublin says, I love bowls, but not doing it very often. Yep, I'm the same way. I love making bowls. Any combination works for me. I do love adding sauces made with hummus. Yes, I love that you said that in the comments one time, Shawnee, about how you add balsamic to your hummus. That's such a great way of making it like less calorie dense. I haven't tried it yet, but I definitely need to do that. And if you make my hummus, then it has no high calorie dense stuff in there. TS, I like a bowl. Just add whatever is there, like an open burrito, and easy to clean. Yep, so true. Love it. Suzanne, hi, Shauna. Welcome, sister. I love making bowls because I love mixing my food together. Technically, right? Technically, I eat everything in a bowl. So technically, I guess I do make bowls because I'm like you, Suzanne. I like mixing it all together. And that's what I do. The only things I separate really are if I have my beans, I'll eat my beans and potato, and then I'll eat a separate bowl of all my veggies, as you all have probably seen on the videos. But things like this, I do like mixing everything together. It just tastes so good. Jude says, I'm not a bowl maker, but rather a huge salad maker that I mix together. Yep. Well, technically salad's in a bowl, but I know what we mean, right? By bowl, it's usually like a rice kind of dish. Yeah, that's a good one, Jude, about the salads, because that was a big thing, having the salad a day. And for a while, I was doing that years ago when I was doing more of following Dr. Furman, doing the big salad a day. I had mentioned that in my salad video. Whoops. Okay, this is another thing you all need to know about your starchy sister. If we ever go driving together, don't let me drive and talk at the same time. It's the same with the cooking. It's hard for me to cook and talk, which is not great for YouTube Live because we would just be quiet here. So our beans are boiling or kind of heated up. So, and they look so good, you guys. Who doesn't love black beans? Yum. So I'm just going to let these simmer so the spices can kind of get into the beans. Oh my gosh, this Fiesta Bowl is going to be so good. Yay! The zucchinis, I think, are taking longer than 5 minutes. Oh, Mandana made it. Welcome, sister. Lovely seeing you live. Kisses from Switzerland. We have Switzerland in the house. Okay, so we're up to 4 countries now. United States, Canada, Germany, Switzerland. 4 different places. Shauna, Fiesta in a bowl. Shawnee, I called you Shauna. It's so easy. Our names are so similar, sister. Jude says, I was following a nutritarian way for years, so was used to the huge salad maker that way. Yep, me too. Love the hearts, sisters. Love the hearts. Oh, just to tell you too, I have these 2 lids here. I'm going to show you guys because I guess Starchy husband missed that lid when he cleaned the kitchen. I made my big pot of oatmeal today, so I have pre-made oatmeal for the next 4 days, which I love that, having my pre-made oatmeal. So the wateriness comes from the zucchini and also the tomatoes, and I'm going to add the corn in here. I'm not a super big corn eater, but it's fun just to, you know, add these different fun little components. I'll just do half the bag because really I'm getting a lot of starch from the rice that I'll have. And I want this to be more of my veggie component. That's why I'm making a lot. I thought about it when I was thinking about lunch. I'm like, well, I could eat more veggies on the side, but I really wanted this to be my veggie component. You know, this has so much zucchini, which I love. And so if I was going to eat on anything on the side, it'd just be more zucchini. So why not just make a big batch of this zucchini? All right. And I'm going to let it cook. You can probably take this off just whenever these zucchinis are ready for you because you don't want them to get mushy. But I like mine. I'm going to add in the garlic now too, you guys. I like mine with, I like them mushy, but not falling apart mushy. Yum, yum. Okay. Yeah, it's looking really good and it's smelling really good too. When I was a teenager, I went to my girlfriend's house. I spent so much of my summer at her house. And in Northern California, and her mom made this. She made this zucchini dish. And I was like, oh my gosh, that tasted so good. Can I have the recipe for that? I was even a zucchini lover way back then. All right, let's see what you all are up to in the little chat, in the side chat box. Bandana, looking forward to this delicious recipe. Me too, sister. TS, I use the black beans as kind of a thick dressing by using an immersion blender in them. Good idea, sister. Yeah. So, and just kind of put it over the bowl. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Shawnee says, Chef AJ says, we just love ourselves some Chef AJ here. If you want to wear a bikini, eat zucchini. Yes, I love it. I love it. Hearts for zucchini bikinis. I told Starchy husband, I need to get a bikini this year. Karen, hello from San Antonio, Texas. Remember to give this a thumbs up. There are more watching. Aw, thank you, sister. If you steam the zucchini for a bit, not fully, would it make cooking this a bit faster? You know what? It probably would, TS, but I think it's just because I used so much zucchini that it's really taking a bit longer. Because it really, like, it could be finished right now. I do want to add a little salt and pepper to this, so I'm going to do that now. My little automatic pepper shaker that I'm loving. Think of my mom and sister every time I use this. We all have these auto salt and pepper shakers. All right. It's looking good. What do you guys think? I feel like they're softening up really good. And it's not going to get to that point. Oh. It's not going to get to that point of Starchy husband comes and whispers things to me, you guys. He gets shy. So if ever I seem like I'm looking to the side, that is why. Okay, let me see. Some of these zucchinis some of them look real softened and others look like they can be in just for a minute or two. So we'll see. Suzanne said she's eating the cabbage greens and beans with boiled potatoes. Yum. And I'm watching this live and it's so yummy. It's going to be on repeat each week. Yes. Natasha also said she had the cabbage greens and beans. Dublin. Thank you, sister. My first super chat. Yay! Woohoo! That deserves a starchy happy dance. That is so fun. I'm gonna cry. I can't wait. I'm just so excited. That's so fun. Thank you, Dublin. I appreciate you, sister. I appreciate you. And Natasha had the cabbage, greens, and beans for lunch too. It's so easy and it's so good, you guys. If you like cabbage, it's so delicious. Will your husband eat this too, or does he make his own food? He is not a bowl eater. So if anything's mixed together, he's not eating it. So he probably would eat this. And if he could make his own, it would be the rice, the beans, no zucchini. He doesn't like zucchini. I eat enough for both of us. And then whatever vegetable, broccoli, probably he's having. We have different taste buds. But he already ate today. He eats lunch earlier than I do. I don't eat till like 2:30, sometimes 3, depending. So he won't eat this today. But there will be some for leftovers. I'm going to taste the zucchini. Yum. Yeah. I wanted a little bit more mushy, you guys. Because the one at the thing was a little, the one at the restaurant was a little bit more mushy. So I'm going to let it cook for just a little bit longer. And it needs a little bit more salt. So I'm going to add some more salt to this. And I want to see, I'm so thirsty. I'm going to get my water. I have my little baggy pants on. I just love these things. Okay. Yes, it's so good, Suzanne. So good. I love it. All right, so our beans are definitely done. I'm going to turn these off because I am massacring them. Those are ready to go. And then my zucchini. Could go for just a couple more minutes because it has that little crunch texture that some people love and that your starchy sister doesn't love. So we'll let this do its thing for just a couple more minutes and then we'll get it all together. So I'm going to bring us back to the counter so I can start getting the bowl ready. Taking you on a little field trip back to our original destination. Okay, here we go. And I just have to make sure that you guys can see what I am doing. So I'll start once we have all the components ready, right? Then we just put it all together. And this will be so easy, you guys, for the next couple days, probably for dinner, since I'm doing the lunchtime lives every day this week. This is an easy one that I can have for dinner for the next couple nights because you know the deal. It's so nice. Once we spend time cooking like this, we want to be able to eat it for at least a couple days. So this will be a good one to have. All right. And so I'm going to start with rice. I get this question. I used to get it way more when I was doing like my weekly weight loss or like how much I eat, you know, like what I do every week to lose weight when I was doing those videos. And people would ask like, do I measure? Do I weigh? All that stuff with my food. And I always say, no, I don't. I don't weigh. I don't measure all of that stuff. And I do like this when I'm eating rice. Rice is a thing that I just do a cup out of rice. And I used to do a half a cup, but I'm finding I'm needing a little bit more to feel fuller longer. So I've been doing a cup recently, but I just measure it out so I don't eat too much or too little. It just kind of is a normal, a normal serving for me. So I'm really curious, you guys, do you all measure? I know this is a hot topic, right? Sometime in the plant-based community, but we're all sisters here. Like, yeah. And there is love for everyone. If we measure, sometimes I find for weight loss, it's what we have to do to maintain our weight and keep us in a healthy space. And so, yeah. So this is the measuring I do. So you can share or not, never mind. It doesn't, it's okay. I don't want to put anyone on the spot. So I'm going to do a cup of rice today. Just side note, that's why I love potatoes, because one potato just fills me up and it is so good. So here's my cup of rice. I'm going to put that in, and this was pre-made from yesterday. We'll see if we can get it looking real pretty. And then I am going to bring the beans over. I'm going to turn the zucchini off because that's about done. And the beans, can't really see it, but so really this is beans and rice, right? So we have these two things that are the starches. And I'll just do a little, I won't do a huge amount of the beans. At the restaurant that I went to, it's like, oh my gosh, they need to put more beans in there. They gave me like a little thing. I don't know. Restaurants sometimes get skinchy with our whole food plant-based stuff. Dublin lost 63 pounds and never measured anything. Mary, hi Mary, welcome. Loves my baggy pants. I have several pair and I love them. I love them too, sister. They're just so much cooler. TS for rice, white or brown. I don't really measure. We'll use a 3/4 scoop, and for the beans, half a cup. Yep. So it's like measuring, but not really, right? So we just kind of use the scooper. That's how I do it too, sister. So I'm just going to walk over and put the zucchini in here. I'm going to use a spoon. Oh, I guess I mean, since we made the zucchini together, I probably should bring it over here, you guys. I don't want to be lazy. Okay. Here we go. Our big calabacitas zucchini. And this will be the big part of my dish. So having a lot of zucchini in here, which I love. Filling this bowl up. That's the only problem with bowls. Like, I find that there's not enough veggies. What do you all do for that? Do you add like salad at the bottom, or, you know, what's the deal to keep the veggies high in your bowl? Because when I think of the bowls, I think of rice with, you know, with things rather than veggies. All right, that hopefully will be enough. Okay, then all the fun stuff, you guys. So Shawnee doesn't measure anything either. Congrats on your weight loss, Dublin. Oh, so sweet, Shawnee. Karen, do measure my rice and potatoes. I made your cabbage and bean last night and eating it for lunch. Yay, you're the third one, sister. The cabbage, beans, and greens. I love it. Calm Vibes V is in the house. Yeah, she adds lots of romaine and arugula. So that's what I find too. I actually bought romaine to put at the bottom of this, but I thought, oh, I just really want the lots of zucchini today. So that's why I opted for that. But I'll do that in, you know, in the leftovers. TS, put some veggies on bottom, then layer, ending with veggies on top. Yep. Chickadee has these vintage bowls that are divided in half. So I load up one half with veggies. Then I do starch and beans on the other side, but the veggie side is always overflowing. Yeah, me too, sister. Me too. Okay, all the fun stuff now. I have my beautiful, thank you, Plantifully Kiki, for sharing this recipe, right? The beautiful onions. I also have cucumbers that I cut up. And you guys, these are the two fun condiments. I bought a ripe mango, so I'm going to add that. Yummy. Who loves, give me a heart if you love fruit in your salad or in your bowl. Since I've been older. And this fun stuff. Yep. Oh, they're all my fruit lovers. I love it in the salad. Pico de gallo. Yum. This makes to me a fiesta bowl. Just if you have pico de gallo on rice and black beans, you have it. You do not have to complicate it and do all this other stuff. Like, to me, that's a bowl. The rice, the black beans, some pico, and then some veggies, and you're good to go. So let me get into this. I'll put my onions on the side. I have to tell you all that my hands shake. I've always been like that, even since I was young, to where people comment on it. They'll say, "Oh, your hands are shaking. Are you okay?" So just that was another thing with cooking on YouTube that I felt shy about, and nobody's even mentioned it here. So maybe you all don't notice. And then I'll add in some of the cucumbers. And I'll put it on this side because I'm seeing, so I don't know if you all have found this with cooking some of my stuff, but when we cook zucchini, like, there's a lot of liquid in there right over here. So what I do, my little hack for that, because I don't like a whole lot of liquid. So I'll put paper towels. When I store this, I'll put paper towels at the bottom, and then I just go like this to kind of get the liquid up. I'll put a paper towel in there. I mean, sometimes I'll even put a paper towel in my bowl of zucchini. Like, that's how much liquid this gets. So much liquid, you guys. And I don't want all that liquid on everything. And I could have left it and not said anything, but surely if I'm experiencing it, you all probably are too. So I don't want to leave you hanging like that. We need to take care of these things. All right. So here is I want to add more cucumbers. It's just fun having all the little condiment stuff. This I guess makes the bowl a little bit more fun. And then, oh my gosh, you guys, I could just eat this mango. I'll probably eat the rest of this for dessert. We'll see. Yummy, yummy. Oh my gosh. Oh, and I don't even have the pico. So I'll put that right in the middle. Your starchy sister might be getting fancy. Giving all those big YouTubers a run for their money. We'll see. Okay. I mean, I could put the pico. I'm the same with the pico. I could just have it on the whole thing. Look at this, you guys. So pretty. I love it. Starchy Fiesta Bowl. It's like I can hardly see the starchies in there. It's just all veggies and the fruit. The pico looks so good. Natasha can't wait to give it a try. TS, she doesn't notice the handshake. Love the heart, sisters. Yes, let's give this Fiesta Bowl some love. Love it, love it. I don't notice the handshake, but I have had that for many years. It was diagnosed as simple essential tremors. Sometimes fun when I use one hand to drink tea. Yeah, it's it can be trouble when we're drinking tea or other stuff. Looks amazing. Thanks, Mary. TS looks good. Suzanne, I don't put fruit in my bowls, but for some reason I have been thinking about adding it lately, so I'll probably start. Devlin says, yum. Okay. So if you like everything mixed together, here's another heart. Let's give it a heart, because this is as good as it's going to look. And then I mix it all together. And I want to give a little taste before I get into just a few talking points, and then we head off, because we've been on for 55 minutes. Oh my gosh. And I want to get one of those mango in there, and for eating too, right? It's hard because you can see the shake now. Oh my gosh, you guys. So good. This is so good. If you're a sauce person, this could be good too, with a little drizzle of like some, I don't know, sour cream sauce. Okay, I better stop because I'm going to be eating. I'm just going to have us sitting here while I eat this whole bowl. And then my big, huge spoon. So good. The perfect bite. It is, Shawnee. I love it. So that's, yum. I love food. So that'll be my lunch today. Tastes so good, you guys. Thank you for being here. I just wanted to go over some few things. I appreciate you guys so much. Just a couple more things that Starchy Sisters have said that have got me thinking. Debbie from Washington says she does lots of great batch cooking. Oh no, I wanted to let you know that. She wrote a big comment. She does lots of great batch cooking. And she says, I've been making your recipe for oatmeal, making 5 servings at a time. I want your guys' opinion on this, I'm saying, but I'm still struggling not having sweetener in the oatmeal. Okay, I haven't responded to her comment yet, which I'm going to hopefully later this afternoon. I'll do time for comments or responses. So she's struggling with it not being sweet enough. And I had 2 thoughts. My first thought was, are you is it the beginning where you're waiting for your taste buds to change? So then that would be one answer. Or are you needing something to keep it so you stay consistent with eating this way, and a little maple syrup with the oatmeal would do the trick? So I kind of struggle with that one, because you know me, I'm like, I did the bare bones in the beginning. It's like I wasn't adding anything. And I really am a firm believer in letting that first month be letting our taste buds change, right? Just getting used to these whole food, plain plant foods. And if I ate my oatmeal and it was like, oh my gosh, I just cannot eat this anymore, then I think that there's, Dr. McDougall says we can add, just a little bit of sugar on the top, like a salt or something, just use sugar like that, like a little salt or a little maple syrup. It can't hurt. So it just depends what your intention is. What do you all think? I see the comments going. Shawnee said, maple syrup is my love language. Yep, TS was saying at the same time I did. Even Dr. McDougall suggested adding some sweet like maple syrup or a bit of brown sugar on top. Not in while cooking. Yeah. Join me in the dirt. Thank you for new ideas. I get in a rut. Yes. Mary, I like banana for sweetener. I didn't even think of saying that. That's a good one, Mary, right? We use our fruit. My apple in my morning oats makes that bowl so sweet and so good. So you all have given me some things to add in to her comment that I can reply with. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. And I'll say, just reiterate again about waiting for the taste buds to change. It is important when we're first starting to give our palate time to change, right? Don't you all, don't you all agree? Having the palate change, just little hearts if you agree. Having the palate change is just a life changer. So let's get the palate changed. Yep, there you are. I see the hearts. Once that happens, then we can add in these other little things. And then it's just like a little bit of maple syrup. It's like, woo, that is sweet. So sweet. Okay. I wanted to give just a little update on where I'm at right now in my journey. So as most of you know, I've lost 55 pounds following the Starch Solution. My weight fluctuates. It's been holding steady at about 133. I'll go between 131 and 134 or 5, but really it's been holding steady for a few weeks at 133. And what I have started doing, like I mentioned, we went out to dinner or went out to lunch as a family for Starchy Husband's birthday. So I have been having those moments to where I'll eat out for a special occasion. So it hasn't been a big deal. I've just stuck with the vegan. But you know what? I wanted to tell you guys, I noticed I am not craving anything. I'm not craving eating out more. And what I have noticed is what I do crave is the ease of eating out, the not having to cook at home, not having to prepare at home. So really noticing that about myself and how I can fall into that. And that will trigger the, oh, maybe I should go get sushi today, or, that kind of thinking. So I have to be real mindful and watch myself with that. So the eating out hasn't been a whole lot. It's maybe been like once a month or twice a month since I've reached my goal weight, but it hasn't really triggered like the wanting to continue other than for the ease. I did want to say something else about that. That's what I did want to say. So, well, a couple things. Plant-based with Peggy said in the comments, a long time ago, you guys, when I was very first starting to YouTube and, losing weight at a good pace. And she said she's lost, I forget how much she had said. I want to say between 60 and 100, like a good amount of weight. And she said to me in the comments, she eats the same pretty much in maintenance as she did to lose the weight. And that was just a light bulb moment for me. That has stuck with me ever since she wrote it in the comments. And that's what I have found too. I guess that's why they call this a lifestyle, right? Because to maintain this weight loss, I haven't been like, woohoo, Starch Solution's done. Let me go celebrate. No, it's just been, I continue to eat this way and my body is stabilized. And yeah, I just wanted to let you all know that. Just kind of, that really helped me out a lot. It's just like, it's not a diet. I'm not looking for a celebration at the end of the rainbow. It's just sticking with it. And to maintain the weight is the same way I ate to lose the weight. The only difference is some people do say with a smaller body, they need less food. And I found that a little bit here, like snacking in between isn't really necessary for me at all. It's like breakfast, lunch, and dinner and my little fruit treat, and I'm good to go. Yeah. Yep. Shawnee says, I agree with that, especially post-menopause. Yeah. It's just the way of it, right? We can't go off the rails. I don't even want to anymore. I'd rather be eating this beauty. It's so beautiful. And then, so I want to give a tip for the day, and the weight loss tip for the day. This is a good one because this is sometimes what I see when I'm helping with weight loss guidance / coaching, that whole deal, is that once the 30 days are over, sometimes Starchy Sisters can bring in those higher calorie dense foods too soon, right? Like I said, now I can go out to eat every once in I just don't even want to, I don't want it to seem like I'm going out every week. That is not the case. It's like we'll say once a month, and that's fine. But when we start, if it's too soon after we've started, and this has been over a year, right, you guys? I reached goal weight at 10 months. And so, and I've been eating this lifestyle for over a year now. So I didn't bring anything in that I used to eat or go out or anything for those 10 months. And had I brought something in, even soy milk, right? Soy milk, I didn't even start adding in again with my tea until after 10 months, because to me, I knew that would be triggering for me. So just if you're in that weight loss phase, give me hearts if you all agree with this. Those of you who have tread this path, if you're in the weight loss phase, I just think it's so important, like not to bring in those old foods too soon, or high calorie dense foods too soon. It just, it just can really throw us off the rails. There's my heart. Yeah. It can throw us off the rails. And know yourself, right? If you know that it won't be triggering, but I know if I would have added in cashews or dates or going out to eat my favorite sushi place too soon, it would have caused me to go back down into that roller coaster of commit and get off, commit, get off, commit, get off. All right. We've been on an hour and 6 minutes. I do have more things I can address, but you know what? The good thing is we're meeting tomorrow. If you all can make it, come back again tomorrow. On the menu is a tofu veggie bowl. That's what I put on the menu. We'll see if I change before today and tomorrow. But today was this Fiesta Bowl. Thank you for being here, sisters. Let me see if there's anything else. Oh, I just wanted to say, I love hearing from you all. I love it. Your commitment, your difficulties, your ups, your downs, what foods you're eating, how you're prepping, how you're doing on your weight loss, all of it. We are in this together. I am here with you doing the thing. So a week of eating starchy lunches together. Thank you so much, you all. Please put little hearts if you had a good time. I appreciate you. And let me check in the comments one more time. Oh my gosh, so many. Yay. Low calorie and slow wins the race. Yep. Shawnee potatoes. Love it, you guys. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you. I am here with you. We are in this together, shining our little whole food, plant-based lights throughout the world. I love it. I love you all. I'll see you next time.